So I'm starting with a new level here, with just a basic brush as a ground reference. So to begin with, pick a rock texture to work with. Any will do. And with the grid size 64, create a brush 8 steps down and 5 steps across and 2 steps high. Now go into clipping mode and cut it up in squares in top view, like so. And next, you want to cut each of the squares in half diagonally. And just make sure the cuts go from corner to corner. Doesn't really matter left to right or right to left. And next, select rows of shapes, like so, and group them together by pressing Ctrl and G. This will make it easier to work with the cliff once you've done. Select all of them and group them together once more. Now go into Vertex Manipulation mode and change the grid size to 16. Cycle through the vertices only mode, so you only see the white dots. Select all of them except the left side and move the selection to the left. Just leave one step away from the edge. Make the next selection and leave the gap slightly bigger. And the next one again. And the last one, leave it slightly bigger than the previous one. And the very last one, we'll just leave it as it is. And then for next, again, select all the vertices except the left edge. And in one of the side views, move the selection up 8 steps. And again, next selection, move it up 6 steps. Next one, 4 steps. And next one, just 3. And the last one, just leave it low. And what you basically want to create is a smooth slope, which will be the face of your cliff. As you can see here, that'll be the basic shape. There's some stretching which we will fix by selecting all the faces, ticking treat as 1, and aligning them to world. That's better. Now it's looking a bit basic, so we want to add some natural looking curves and peaks. So do that. You don't have to do it exactly the way I do it, but basically you just want to create a curve both in the top view, like I'm doing here, and then doing the same in one of the side views as well. So this now in the 3D view you can see is a fairly decent looking rock. Only part of it, but you can now copy and chain them together. To avoid the gap which you had just there now, just sink the shape into the ground. Just to give you an example, I'm going to copy it over. And like so, you can easily make the cliffs much longer. I just add some detail and variation now, so it doesn't look like it's repeating itself. Always remember to work in groups of vertices, because you want to keep the shape quite flowing and natural looking. Try and avoid any really sharp corners. If there was any gaps left, just sink the shape into ground. And this is what your end result should look like. Now for some advanced stuff. If you select both shapes and then ungroup them one step back, you can now select parts of it. So let's select 2 rows. And now go into Vertex Manipulation mode and select the middle vertices like so. Now in one of the side views, lift selection up so it's level with the next line of unselected vertices like so. So what you've just done is created a small ledge which you can use as a walkway for the player or simply as a visual artifact for the cliff. You can just fix the texture stretch. So again, just select the faces and align the world and apply different texture to make it look better. Okay. One of the positive sides of this, which is mentioned at the beginning of this video, is modability, or how easy it is to create changes or to do changes to this cliff. So what I'm going to do here is simply increase the size upwards. So select parts of it and move it up, and you can avoid any gaps because all the cliff is already matched in shape. You can quite easily make the cliff taller without distorting any shapes, and everything will be still matched to the grid. And there won't be any gaps. It's quite important if this cliff will be sealing off your level from the void. You will avoid any possible leaks simply because everything's airtight. Here's one small trick I've been using in some of my maps. The very top part of the cliff, if you're not using it, you can just stretch it up a little bit, color with sky texture, and simply use it as a wall, and then just connect it to the top of the skybox. And this way you have a perfectly matched skybox, which again will leave you without any leaks in the map. And that's all.